So there we go, we're finally gonna fight Blue. And the good news is that we're not gonna see him again until after I beat Misty, so we're not gonna be seeing him again for quite a while, which is good because he's just freaking annoying! And one thing to note is that I'm gonna open with Leech Seed, and you're gonna see it's going to look much weaker than it usually is, and it is because in this generation, Leech Seed only drains 1/16, if I remember correctly, 1/16 of the opponent's max HP, as opposed to 1/8 in the other generations. And there's a glitch associated with that too, as if you use Leech Seed and Toxic on the same target, well, the amount of HP drained by Leech Seed will rise along with the HP lost to Toxic. So if the opponent loses a quarter of its HP to Toxic, well, you're gonna drain a quarter of its HP with Leech Seed on top of that, so the damage can rise up pretty quickly. Now, of course, I'm going to have a hard time landing hits because of all the sand attacks that Pidgey's giving me, so look at that. You see that? I just earned 1 HP from Leech Seed, whereas normally I should have gotten 2 or even 3. And oh, that was a big hit. Criticals are something you don't want to face this early in the game, especially when the levels are even. And of course, with all those sand attacks flying around, that's when Leech Seed really becomes good, as the battle's gonna drag on and on and on. Okay, now that Pidgey's down, so now you're gonna see exactly why I caught that Spearow. That's because I need something to switch out to in order to leave all those sand attacks behind, so I am not handicapped when fighting Charmander. Now I'm gonna growl with Spearow because Peck isn't gonna do a lot of damage since my Spearow is just level 3. And hopefully I'm gonna get a few growls in, because if it does, then that Charmander is just going to be a big pussy. And that's another reason why I caught a Spearow over a Pidgey, because at such low levels, Pidgey doesn't even have Sand Attack, just Gust, while Spearow starts with both Peck and Growl. Oh, a critical! Damn it! I could have gotten 1 or 2 more growls in, but that's okay. I got, I think, 4 in, so that should be good. Now I'm gonna use Leech Seed again. Hopefully it doesn't miss, because it only has 90 accuracy, remember? That's good, so now I'm just going to tackle away while he sends his weak scratches at me. Just 2 damage per turn, and half of it is nullified by Leech Seed anyway, so this should be a cinch, really. That's much easier, this battle, than the other one, because here you can at least use strategy because of the new moves you've acquired since then, and the possibility of catching Pokémon. Oh, the 99.6 glitch kicked in again, so that gives me a free turn, as well as a few extra leech from Leech Seed. Nope, not quite enough. Hey, again! Twice in a row the 99.6 glitch. The odds of that are pretty low. Alright, I need just 1 more hit. Oh, no, I don't even need to hit him. Leech Seed kill him as well, so that's fine. Level up, good news too. So after this battle, I'm gonna check out the building that leads into Route 23, where the guy tells me he needs the boulder badge to get through. This brings back memories, you know, because the first time I played through the game, once I got the boulder badge, I backtracked all the way here, and I got past the guy, and then just 5 meters later, there was another guy who tells me, hey, you need the second badge to go through. Go home! And I was like, no! That's what it took me to realize that, yes, I really needed all 8 badges to get through that place. And, yeah, I was stupid back then. Anyway, one thing I would have liked to mention in the last part, but I didn't because I didn't have enough time, is that the reason why I wanted to spare you the whole hunting for the Spearow part is because they're really rare on Route 22. Just a 6% chance of appearing on Route 22 according to Pokémon. That's really not much. And here we see a Nidoran male. I think I should consider myself lucky, because in Fire Red and Leaf Green, those things had Peck, and as we saw with the Spearow earlier, that attack can really mess my Bulbasaur up. And one thing I don't get is, how can they peck anyway? They have no beak. Same for Mamoswine. How does it work? Yeah, only truly skilled trainers are allowed through. Well, I think I'm skilled enough. The only problem is that my only actual Pokemon that I use in battle is only level 11. Doesn't take much skill to just power level all your Pokemon to level 100. It's just that you need a place to do it, and right now it's not really recommended to do it on Route 22. But there are some people who are crazy enough in games like Final Fantasy VII, for example, to level up Cloud and Barret all the way to level 99 while never leaving the Sector 1 reactor. Now, although I always end up over-leveled in RPGs, as I said before, I'm not that much of a leveling up freak. But I do take the opportunity to power level at places that are made for it, such as to come back to Final Fantasy VII. Mid-Heel's not a bad place to do that. Now I gotta give the Game Freak guys credit, because there isn't really much of an opportunity in a Pokemon game to power level. The way the games are designed, it's not really easy. You need a route where Chanseys are common enough, because those guys are pretty much the biggest experience spots in the game, and wild Chanseys, well, either they're in a Safari Zone where you can't kill them, or they're really, really rare in other cases. So now we're entering Viridian Forest. That place brings back a lot of memories, because it's the first area of a Pokemon game I've ever seen. It was in the year 2000s, I think. It was a friend of my brother's that was playing Yellow, and after that I tried the game for myself, and I really got hooked. Even though I was 16 at the time, I was already well out of the game's target audience, but I still got hooked. I don't know if it's because it catered to the OCD level completionist in me, but whatever. I really fell in love with the games at that point, and they just really never let go. Now, speaking of my completionist tendencies, you probably already noticed it by now, but I'm not gonna try and catch them all, because that would make really that Let's Play drag on way too much. All I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna try and catch team members I'm gonna use, and legendaries. Other than that, no, I'm not gonna bother catching anything else than, you know, for the 10 Pokemon I need for the Flash HM, but other than that, no, I'm not gonna catch anything, really. Now, to stay on that train of thought, I am not going to bother leveling up Pokemon I'm not gonna use for the Elite Four either. That's another policy of mine. It's in order to get more bang for my buck when it comes to experience points, especially in a game where there are no rematches against trainers. In other games you can use things like the Versus Seeker to keep fighting trainers ad nauseam, but in this game there's really a limited amount of trainers until you can run the Elite Four with consistency. Unfortunately, what that means as well is that I'm only going to fight with Bulbasaur for quite a while. And another consequence of having no rematches against trainers in any way, shape, or form is that there's really no way to make more money than you could by just fighting each trainer once. You're on a limited budget until you can once again run the Elite Four with consistency without using too many items. Well, I suppose you can use Persian and Payday, but there's really no point, because the amount of money you earn that way is really, really low, and it would take really, really long to get enough money to buy what you want to buy. So that's not really a method I recommend. Anyway, I just won my first trainer battle against someone who isn't blue, and I'll keep on doing Viridian Forest next time.